Hello, my dear students. How are you all? I welcome you all to the very third class. This is the third class now. No, sir, it's fourth. It's third. So it's the third class of corporate restructuring. We have finally started studying corporate restructuring, and this is going to be the last class for the chapter number 1. That means the introduction, all the basic concepts which were relating to corporate restructuring will get over in this class today itself. So let's go ahead. Talk about the things which we are going to discuss. So in this, we are going to discuss that how you need to find out a partner. And partner, it's not life partner. It's all about generally, as we know that really very well, that when it comes to corporate restructuring, merger, amalgamation, takeover, joint ventures, strategic alliances, all these things which we have covered as modes of corporate restructuring, or we have covered as tools of corporate restructuring, all of them basically requires a partner. Definitely, right? So as I told you about Unitech and Telenor, as I told you about Vodafone and ICICI Bank, as I told you about many more examples we have taken, we have know about Reliance and Aircel as well. So what basically they look for a particular partner. They look for a person with whom such kind of corporate restructuring, such kind of restructuring, such kind of merger and acquisition can be done. Okay. So now, such kind of merger and acquisition requires one partner. And that partner is basically selected upon a basic criteria. If that person is going to fulfill that criteria, only after that he is going to become a partner. In order to evaluate a partner, there are some things which are laid down. There are 3 C's. 3 C's, that is compatibility, capability, and commitment. So what is compatibility? Anybody? Do you know the meaning of compatibility? Compatibility is basically ability to exist. Ability to exist. And that we are going to cover so many aspects. Some things which are related to compatibility. How much compatible I am. And after that, it's capability. The second C is capability. What is capability? Am I capable of teaching corporate restructuring? No, sir. Come on, I know things, yeah, it's okay. Insulting teacher on his face in front of him, you are insulting. It's really bad, it's okay. So, am I capable of teaching? What is that? I'll be basically figuring out my qualities. I'll be figuring out a lot of things on which I need to figure out whether I'm capable of doing that. Let us suppose I want to drive a car. Whether I'm capable of driving a car, for that I need to check that whether do I have a driving license or not. Apart from that, I need to check out the third C, which is commitment. Commitment is not towards the relationship status. It's all about the commitment towards business. That we will stay connected, we will stay focused on the business as well, and after that, we'll be working for our business, we'll be putting 100% of efforts, how much committed a person is. Let us suppose only one company is committed and another company is taking that kind of things too much casual. Then what is going to happen? That restructuring is not going to work. Okay. So apart from that, there are some things which we need to discuss, that what are the steps for a good alliance and why international acquisitions. So let's start the topic, let's start the class. This is not going to be a lengthy class. First of all, it's going to be, one of the shortest class. So let us start it, then let's just end it very soon. So first of all, it's 3 C's to be kept in mind while looking for prospective partners for entering into alliance. For entering into alliance with them. So it basically talks about 3 C's. So the first C, as I told you about that, is compatibility. Compatibility. Compatibility is basically ability to exist. That how much a person is able to exist. It's just a meaning in layman language. You need not to write down that in examination. It's ability to exist. Am I able to exist? Of course, I'm a human being. But sir, life is uncertain. It's okay. Life is uncertain. I can understand. But am I compatible? So when it comes to that was a general thing. But when it comes to selecting a prospective partner for entering into an alliance or entering into any kind of corporate restructuring, you need to focus on some kind of other things. What are they? That is compatibility among partners. Compatibility among partners. What is that? The ability to exist. The ability to exist in that alliance. The ability to exist in that kind of restructuring among partners. So let us suppose that there are two companies. One company is totally, compatible. They are there with commitment. They are there with, they have pooled all their resources, but the second company has pooled their resources, but they are not that much compatible. They do not have that much quality of coordination among themselves. They do not have that much quality of communication, so which will give rise to incompatibility, and the alliance cannot be made successful. Apart from that, the second is structure of management. So basically there are two parties. As we know that entering into alliance needs two parties. So what is the structure of management? You must have heard about it in business studies, or you must have heard about it when you were studying about business or strategic management or any kind of subject which you have studied. The structure of management, what kind of structure it is? Is it centralized? What happens in centralized? That all the things are given to a particular person, and he is the only master. He is the only person who is held responsible for all the things, who is held responsible for all the decisions which needs to be taken care of. So this is structure of management that can be centralized and which can be decentralized, which is centralized and decentralized. Apart from that, flexibility of management. Flexibility of management. What is flexibility of management? Let us suppose that there is a change in market. Now, as we know that really very well, that earlier there were some laws which were prevailing, like excise, service tax, VAT, CST, right? A lot of things related to that were there. Entertainment tax, blah blah blah, many other kinds of taxes were there. And what happened suddenly, government come up with a plan, and they said from 1st of July 2017 onwards, GST is going to be implemented. Now what is that? There is a change in government policy. So how flexible is our management in adapting towards or adhering towards that technique? That is generally all about the flexibility of management. Flexibility is not concerned with the human body when it comes to corporate. It's all about that in how much time you people can adapt. You are going to adapt that change. In how much time you are going to adapt GST. That was flexibility. Okay, that is a matter of past although. So that was all flexibility. Labor relation practices. Labor relation practices followed by partners. So as we know that really very well, in order to run a company, it does not require only professionals. It does not require only company secretaries. It does not require only chartered accountants, only CMAs, only lawyers, MBAs, and many other professions. So, in order to run a company, properly, there are some factories. As per Factories Act, you must have heard about factories, a place where there are 50 or more people working in a factory with aid of power during any time in the preceding financial year. So that was, and without aid of power, the number has been increased to 100 or more. So the labor relation practices, let us suppose that I own a factory, and in that I have employed some kind of laborers, but I do not pay any kind of bonus. But whereas I'm going to be there, and now I'm going to enter into a joint venture or an alliance with a company which generally pays bonus at the end of every quarter. So what is that? There are some differences in when it comes to labor relations. So that kind of differences are also considered, that how much they are compatible. So labor relations practices followed by partners are also to be considered. Apart from that, production policies, quality management, and consumer services. What are production policies? Let us suppose that there is one company that the name of the company is Cello. The Cello generally what they do, they used to manufacture pen. Okay, they used to manufacture pen. Now they have a different production policy. They can, let us suppose that they manufacture each and everything in lots of 100. They used to manufacture pens in lots of 100. And when it comes to another company, that can be anything else, that can be Schaeffer, that can be Cross. Will they manufacture them in hundreds? No. They hardly make them in a bunch of 10, or that can be in a single piece, that can be in a couple, but they cannot manufacture them in a piece of hundreds. I mean, they are delegated pens, right? So what is quality management? Quality management refers to basically how a company is basically verifying the quality of its products. Let us suppose there is a company, it never verifies the quality. And there is a company which has very strict quality management, that we should give our customers the very best quality, blah, 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 lots of other things. So these things needs to be checked, that both of the things are there, and both of the things are matching or not. Apart from that, consumer services. Let us suppose that there are two companies now. One company is giving awesome, ultimate type of, 100% satisfying customer services. But there is one more company which is not providing any kind of services, which do not have any kind of service outlets though. Then, what is going to happen? There are some differences. So in order to evaluate the compatibility, you need to figure out all these points and check whether that person is compatible being a prospective partner or no. So they are being a prospective partner when you are entering into a alliance. Okay. Should we go ahead? Okay. Let's talk about the next topic, the next point as well. So this was the most lengthiest point. The next point is capability. Next point is capability. So how a person can be held liable, how a person can be held capable of giving an exam in CS professional. How that person can be held capable. He should have passed executives, right? Exactly. He should have passed both of the groups and executives. Only after that the person is able to be capable of giving exam in professionals. Exactly. That is the capability. So what is capability? I won't say that much things over here. Here it says that each partner should know the strength and weakness of other partner. Being a partner, I should know it. Whenever I used to give a class on this lecture, it reminds me each and every time of husband-wife story, of a virgin coffin story. But generally we are here at professional levels, so we cannot do that. No? We should focus more on this kind of technical subject. So we should be aware about of the strength and weaknesses of other partner. Being a company, I should always be aware about of that what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses. Okay. You must have also, let us suppose that my company can manufacture my company can manufacture this shirt at a very low price. So what is that? That is my strength. But my company can do such manufacturing, but when it comes to selling this shirt, we used to spend a lot of money. That is our weakness. So my partner should be aware of my strength, that I can manufacture this shirt at a very reasonable price, and my weakness, that I cannot sell this shirt at reasonable. I cannot, minimize my selling and distribution expenses. So that is my weakness. So capability is basically consistency of management. Consistency of management. So what is consistency of management? What is consistency? To be consistent. Your commitment, consistent means to be constant, to perform up to the mark all the time. That is what, that is consistency. To be constant, to give, a constant output. That is, when it comes to management, it comes out for giving a constant decision, giving a constant output. That is consistency of management. That management keeps on performing best just because of that company is growing. Consistency of management is also to be measured in positive terms. So consistency of management, potential of partner. Let us suppose now you are going to enter into a joint venture into a telecom sector. Now what is going to happen? I need to check, I need to verify that when I'm pooling, let us suppose 1,000 crore rupees, is my another partner, is the second party, is my partner able to pool 1,000 crore rupees? Does he have that much worth? Is he that much capable? Does he have that much potential? Or else if I come to know about that they have only 200 crore rupees as their are there in their reserves, or they have only that much amount as there in their assets, or anything like that. They do not have that much potential. That also needs to be checked when it comes to capability. And the last point, talent on different functions. Talent on different functions. How that can be done? Let us suppose that being a company never used to be there in single business. Okay, so what generally happens, we need to verify that a company was operating only into the leather textiles. If they are operating only into the leather textiles, what is going to happen? If there would have been some changes or the government policy changes suddenly for leather textiles, that company is straightly going to, the graph is going from just like this, that is going to come like this. So what will happen? That is just because of lack of diversification and lack of talent in different functions. Let us suppose the company is there in leather exports, it is there in real estate, it is there in building materials. Then what is going to happen? That company is talented across many functions. Okay, so that was all from the capability, and after that, now we have the last point which talks about commitment. Sorry. So what is commitment basically? What is commitment? Commitment is basically, yes, go ahead. Commitment over here is, adhering. That you should stick towards that. Commitment towards business. Commitment towards business. Each partner should know. Each partner should know each other's commitment, potential. Being a partner, I should always be aware about the commitment potential of my partner. Let us suppose that there's a company X Limited. X Limited knows that the Y Limited is totally committed when it comes to entering into joint venture into India. So let us suppose that they have made a sudden change. They have made that while entering into India or investing into India, we will be also investing in Japan. So what is that? They have made some modifications. So will Y Limited be capable? Will Y Limited stick to its commitment, or it will change? That is the commitment potential. Whether that potential is going to be there all the time, or whether that potential is going to change. Each partner should know each other's commitment potential, so that good understanding can prevail. Okay, entering into India, well, that commitment was done, but now what happened? Now the investment pool, when the investment which needs to be looped has been enhanced from 1,000 crores to 1,500 crores. Now what will happen? Will that person be committed, or he is going to change his commitment? So that is all about that. I need to understand related to my partner that being a company, how much they can invest, how much strength, how much resources they can pool. Okay, so let's go ahead. It's over for this topic. Now the next topic is steps for good alliance. Should I go ahead? You can pause it for a moment. So the next is steps for good alliance. By the time I was studying this, from that time period, this question is there. By the time we used to qualify, this question is still there, and this question was there, and it's still there. From an era of more than 5 to 6 years, this question continues all the time. Tell us about the 3 C's of a prospective partner and steps for good alliance. Steps for good alliance are, first of all, it's partners criteria. Partners criteria. Then it's selection of partner. Please don't note it down. I'm just preparing a draft for a while. Don't note it down, okay? It's analysis of partner. Then it's approvals. And after that, the next point I will discuss that on the next page as well. So what is partners criteria? Steps for a good alliance mean, in order, if I'm looking for an alliance, that alliance can be either be good or either be bad. So how that alliance can be made good, basically? For that, some steps have been laid down. First of all, partners criteria. That means personnel criteria. Personnel criteria of partner with respect to organization. With respect to organization. Qualitative aspects to be considered. Qualitative aspects to be considered. So what does this point basically mean? I mean a partners criteria should be considered on qualitative aspects. Let us suppose that being in India, they are not that much compatible as compared to the technology which Japan has. Okay, so let us suppose that Japan has that technology or US has that technology. Entering into a good alliance basically requires the qualitative aspects which are there with the Japanese company should be considered. And the Indian company, if they are good in manufacturing, that should be considered. Okay, if they are good in providing human resource, that should be considered. The whole thing, criteria of evaluation should be done on qualitative aspects. Selection of partner is based on what we have studied in the last topic, based on 3 C's. On these 3 C's, partner should be selected. Analysis of partner. Okay, so analysis of partner, it clearly says after selection of partner, it seems like that we are there on a matrimonial side, in spite of that on being there on corporate restructuring. After selection of partner, information of partner be analyzed and its appropriateness to be evaluated properly. So what he's saying? He's saying that after you have selected your partner on the basis of 3 C's, compatibility, capability, and commitment. So after selecting that partner, the information of partner, what kind of assets they have, all the information you have selected him. Now all the information will be given by him. That partner is going to share all the information. You are going to analyze the information and check whether that information is appropriate or not. You are the one who need to analyze that and check that whether that is appropriate or not. After that, approvals. necessary approvals from different heads may be required. Okay, what is that? What are such kind of approvals? Let us suppose that company has entered into an alliance. All the necessary approvals which are required from your company, being that person, that can be from independent directors, that can be as per the articles, that can be as per the internal laws, that can be from managing director, that can be from a committee to which whom you people have given powers. Not as per the sections 177, 178 and the other sections which require power. There are some more powers which can be given by board apart from that. Let us suppose that board has given some powers, or board has authorized some persons for an alliance, for entering into an alliance. Now what happens? All the approvals which are required from this different heads should be received. Exactly. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the very last point, which talks about final evaluation. Final evaluation. Now, it says after evaluation of all aspects. After evaluation of all aspects. Sir, after evaluation of all aspects, I mean not legal. When the deal gets negotiated, when the deal is negotiated, legal process has been completed. All the legal process, I mean entering into an alliance, requires some drafting, and after that registration of that drafting, yet registration of that shareholders agreement. When it comes to other things as well, when it comes to alliance, there's an agreement. All the legal process has been complied. Documents have been properly executed. After that, if there are some formalities which are related to the alliances, that have also been done. So that is basically final evaluation. This is basically one of the most, common things which we generally used to do. But I can also tell you, that how that can be presented in a better language. That is just for your knowledge. Okay, that is just for your knowledge. Should I write it or should I avoid it? Should I write it? Should I write it, my dear students? This can generally be modified and changed as, valuation. Valuation and funding is generally done at a very prior step. Apart from that, legal issues. What are the legal issues which we can face? Okay, apart from that, there can be taxation and stamp duty aspects. Taxation and stamp duty aspects. You must have learned about that in ACL as well. That what are the documents which require mandatory registration. We have also covered that in drafting as well. So apart from that, accounting aspects. What are the accounting aspects? That also needs to be considered. Apart from that, competition aspects. Competition aspects that are also considered. Apart from that, human and cultural synergy aspects. So what is synergy? Synergy is basically interaction between two people to give a greater efficiency. It is interaction between two people to give a greater efficiency. Now it's over. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about the next topic, the very last topic of our today's class, and this class is going to end soon. So just like you people, I also feel happy. I can understand. So should we go ahead? Okay. So there was why international acquisitions. Why international acquisitions? What is international acquisition? Okay, so we are going to talk about this. So let us suppose that in US there's a company and that has taken over a company in India. So why that company has taken over in India? That company could have taken over any other company in US. That company could have taken over any other company in any other country. Yeah. Why India? Why that international acquisition? This company could have acquired any of the companies in US as well. That could have been acquired in US. Why that has been acquired in India? That can be acquired, anywhere else. Why India? No, I don't have. Why? Okay. So first of all, the reason is effective in boosting FDI. FDI. Hope all of you know about FDI. FDI is basically foreign direct investment, which you have studied in FEMA 1999 as a part of your ECL, the very first chapter, right? Right now, FDI is basically when money is invested into India from outside sources which are outside India. So, apart from that, for international investor, it's easy to invest. It's easy to invest. Now, provide access to, let us suppose this is going to be a takeover, then being an international investor, an investor can invest very easily if he can look after that it's an international acquisition. So that person can invest easily when it comes at international levels. I mean, the risk gets reduces. The making an investment at a very smaller level is acquired with so much of risk. Provide access to infrastructure, and consumer base, which is very difficult to build from scratch. So once they have taken over, the US company has taken over a company in India. Now this is going basically to totally absorb, digest the business. So it's takeover, not merger. No. If I have taken over your company, I'm going to totally digest your business. I'm totally going to gulp your business. I'm totally going to swallow your business, or whatever the term which you are going to use. So if US company has taken over a company in India, now this company should have in India, this company has some consumers. This company has an infrastructure. For a company in US, it is very difficult to get such kind of consumers, right? It is very difficult to get such kind of infrastructure. They need to comply with a lot of things for FDA regulations, with RBI compliances, with other things, blah, blah, blah. Many kind of, provisions are going to be there. But, now what is going to happen? They have taken over. They'll be easily getting such kind of consumers. They'll be easily getting that kind of infrastructure over here. And which is very difficult to be built from scratch itself. And this company is already has an existing business in India. This company was already working there. So it is also believed that existing business provides strong business edge and access to local market. Its market KET is possible. Access to local market is very easy. In India, this company which has been incorporated, sir, it should have customers, it should have some kind of local market access in which the products are getting brought and sold. So, access to such kind of local market is also very easy for this company in US. Let me tell you about, there was an international takeover which you must have heard about. How many of you know about Microsoft? How many of you know about Microsoft? Acquisition of LinkedIn. Do you know about LinkedIn? LinkedIn is basically a professional network. It is advisory to, have your account over there by Microsoft. So Linden, that was approximate to 28.1 billion US dollars. So this wasn't one of the international takeovers. Anyways, you just note it down. After that, we'll start revising and we are going to wrap up this class very soon today. Okay? So should we go ahead? My dear students, let's wrap up this class, huh? Okay, go. Should we go? Okay. It's okay if you have not noted it down. It's okay, relax. Okay, so there we were from where we have started, and after that, your chapter number 1, introduction, all the basic aspects are going to be over. Introduction is going to be complete. Okay, so partners for entering into alliance with them, sir, there are 3 C's which need to be kept in order to select for a prospective partner with whom we are going to enter into an alliance. For a compatibility, it means ability to exist, compatibility among partners. The structure of management should be considered. Example, that can be centralized, it can be decentralized. The flexibility of management, how much management is flexible. For example, I have given you that the scenario of GST. Labor relation practices, let us suppose that one company has used to provide incentives even after each and every quarter, and one company never gives any kind of incentives, never give any kinds of bonuses. So production policies, quality checks, quality management, and consumer services. These are the things which need to be considered for compatibility. We have spent a lot of time, so we are not going to do that again. So, what is capability? When it comes to compatibility, it says that for being a partner, I should be always aware of, I should always have a knowledge of the strength and weakness of my partner. Now, what that includes consistency of management, potential of partner, that whether is my partner potential of looping 1,000 crore rupees more, is he capable of putting up or sending its employees on deputation out of India? So talent on different functions, so is that company operating only in a single segment, or is that operating across various segments? So consistency of management, is management consistent with its performance or not, or whether the shares are consistent with the performance, or they are moving it or are consistent when it comes to growth, or there are such fluctuations like this. So apart from that, commitment towards business. Each and every partner should know about the commitment. How much is the potential of my commitment? This should be known by the other partner. And being a partner, I should always be aware about that how much my partner possesses potential towards commitment. So partners criteria is that all the criteria should be based on qualitative aspects when it comes to selection of a partner. After that selection, this will be totally based on 3 C's, which we have considered: compatibility, capability, and commitment. Analysis, once the selection has been done, the information which is provided by the partner itself, what you need to do, sir, you need to analyze it and check the appropriateness, that whether that information is appropriate or that is not appropriate. You need to check them. Approvals, all the necessary approvals from different heads of the organization or from the regulatory bodies or from wherever it is required, that should be taken. Then it's final evaluation of all aspects. When the deal is negotiated, legal process has been completed, documented formalities has been done. After that, some kind of final evaluation is done. Accounting aspects, competition aspects, and stamp duties, taxation, legal issues, valuation, human and cultural aspects, all of them are considered in final evaluation. So why international evaluation basically? Why international acquisitions? So they are effective in boosting up FDI. In order to attract FDI, they are considered to be effective. For international investor, it is very easy to invest when it comes to international acquisitions. They provide free access to infrastructure and consumer base. Definitely. There's a company. Which kind of company is this? This is an existing company in India. It should have some kind of consumers and infrastructures and local market. So this would be very easy for a company which is based in US to enter into India and check the consumers and infrastructure as well. So existing business already provides a strong business edge as they have already access to local markets, and access to local markets is possible. So this is totally all from my side, and this class has been ended just at 40 minutes. Okay. So there was an example that Linden has been acquired by Microsoft for $28.1 billion. Not totally it has been required, only some extent. So thanks, the class has been over and your chapter number 1 introduction is over. In the very second class, we are going to talk about corporate strategy. Corporate strategy is going to be chapter number 2. And this you have already started 3 kinds of strategies. We are going to check them as well. You have studied corporate level, then you have studied operational or functional, and after that you have studied, you have studied business or divisional. This was 1, this was 2, and this was 3, operational. So in this next class we are going to cover them, and apart from that 5 P's of strategy, we are also going to cover that. Okay, so till the time, bye-bye, take care, thank you so much, and see you in next class. And please do not forget to share all your doubts, and feel free to ask them. Bye.